Soccer fans, welcome into Zions Bank Stadium here in Harriman, Utah for this Western Conference matchup between New Mexico United and the Real Monarchs. David Horst, Landon Southwick, thanks for tuning in here on ESPN+. David, we've got an exciting one in front of us. Both teams have high-powered offenses and can score goals.
Both teams, like you said, have very high-powered offenses, but both teams leak goals, and they leak them by the bunches. So this could be a very exciting game tonight. So hopefully the Monarchs defense, they've played very well of recently, so hopefully they show up tonight and they're able to shut down this New Mexico offense.
Only 2 clean sheets for each side, so that, like you mentioned, they have had that trouble as of recent. But things to happen. Let's check out the current standings and see where both teams sit. One inside the playoff picture and one outside the playoff picture as you get a look at that. Currently, New Mexico United in the 7th spots with 17 games played and 26 points. The Monarchs in 12th in the West with 21 points. So some work to do for this Monarch side, but now's when it starts to count. Now we're at the midway point of the season. Now you've got to start climbing the table to make sure you find yourself in that top 10. Let's check out the storylines for tonight's game. Tonight is a Four Corners Cup matchup. We happen to have that trophy here in the booth with us for tonight. The last time these two teams met up, a 5-1 victory for New Mexico United. So this Monarch side is going to be looking for revenge. And then on that same side, 3 former RSL members now playing for New Mexico United. 2 played with Real Salt Lake and 1 here with the Monarchs as we are back live here with the Four Corners Cup in the booth. A pretty good-looking trophy there.
Not bad at all. I kind of like it. It's very cool.
A fan-run competition. We actually stole it from the supporters group, so we'll have to take it back. But kind of cool action. A win tonight for the Monarchs would put them in great position to move up in those standings. We're going to toss it to a quick break and be back with lineups here shortly. America First Credit Union, ensuring the financial health of local families and businesses for 80 years. Tonight's match is presented by Steward Healthcare. Steward, world-class healthcare where you live. Visit steward.org. Mountain America. Start preparing for your future today with Picture Perfect savings accounts from Mountain America. They offer term deposits, youth accounts, retirement savings, and more. Visit macu.com. For banking that always puts the best team on the pitch, Zions Bank is for you.
A lot can happen when your sidekick is a dog.
Kicker. I got this.
That's why you use Zelle in the Mountain America app. It makes sending and receiving money fast and easy. So Kicker and I can keep the adventure going.
Zelle is now in the Mountain America mobile app. Quickly send and receive money from almost anyone with a bank account in the U.S.
Kicker, my sleeping bag.
I've got this.
All with the convenience and security of the Mountain America app.
Almost ready to get underway here in this beautiful pitch. Let's check out the starting lineup for both sides, starting with the visitors. And Troy Lassane's side, New Mexico United.
And the 2 guys we talked about that we're going to have to really watch out for tonight are number 10, Kevon Frater, and number 11, Santi Moar. Both of these guys have combined for over 20 goals between the 2 of them. So the Monarchs defense are going to have to keep an eye on where these 2 guys are at all times during this first half.
A familiar face for Monarchs fans, Frater, Schmidt, and Sandoval, who's on the bench. 3 familiar faces, not just one. Now let's check out the Monarch side.
And as you look at this lineup tonight, it's a very experienced lineup that James Olave is putting out there. Every single one of these guys has a lot of experience in the USL or at some pro level, with Justin Portillo coming down from the first team tonight. So can these guys put in a professional performance tonight? They've won 2 in a row. Can they make it 3 in a row tonight, Landon?
I know this is a talking point. Interim head coach James Olave will man this Monarch side tonight. We want to read the statement from Rob Zarkos and the club. We want to thank Martin for his years of service to the club. He was integral in building our academy at Casa Grande, helping design our ongoing academy through the Monarchs and up to the first team. RSL Executive Vice President of Soccer Operations, Rob Zarkos, said, "We wish Martin and his family nothing but success in future endeavors." So Hamas and Olave in charge tonight. And moving forward at this point, 24 games. He served as the head coach, 12, 10, and 2 during that time. Monarchs are 6-6-3 on the season, 21 points, 12th in the West, like we mentioned. New Mexico United, 6-3-8, 26 points, and 7th in the West. Monarchs going to be in their all-black kits, moving from north to south or right to left across your screen. New Mexico United in their white tops, yellow shorts, and white socks. Good-looking kit from the New Mexico United side. Pretty good crowd on hand here for this Saturday evening matchup as we are underway. Noah Powder to Avila and put a little bit of pace on that one. Not something that is unusual in a game. Sometimes you have to get out those jitters.
Yeah, especially at the very start of a game. You know, there's been a lot of change this week, so guys want to go out there. They want to prove that they belong. So there's going to be some jitters at the very beginning tonight, but we've seen these guys settle in every other week, so I expect the same tonight.
New Mexico United going forward. Ryden trying to get back there. Two players there for New Mexico United. Bruce plays it inside the box. Good ball. Hits the post.
Already, you can see a defensive line that hasn't played with David Ochoa recently. David Ochoa, and there's a little miscommunication there. Ochoa has to come out and command that line and get that ball right away.
Ochoa was waiting for the header coming in, and it skipped to that post and bounces off. It'll be the first corner of the match for New Mexico United here in the 2nd minute of play. Weehan. He'll play it into the box, on-rushing attacker. Ball played in, right into the waiting arms of Ochoa, but a good set piece and definitely one that was orchestrated on the training grounds.
And that is something that New Mexico definitely worked on the practice field. They must have seen something in the Monarchs defense on corners to think that they could try that, especially on their very first one. And let me tell you, the Monarchs are very lucky there that Sampson did not get a better strike on that ball.
Sampson looks like he almost hit it with the side of his foot instead of the laces, instead of driving it forward, but a good opportunity for New Mexico as they start on the front foot. Bruce, he'll go forward, defended by Mastacacher. Back to Sampson. Hamilton, over to Schmidt, a rookie during your career.
Schmidt was one of those guys that I played with when he was a rookie, and, you know, he did very well when he played. Unfortunately, at the end of the year, there just was no more room for him on the roster.
A guy we saw spend some time with Sacramento Republic. 13 starts this season, 1 assist. Is everybody throw in for New Mexico United? Like we mentioned the last time these two sides met up, it was a big win for New Mexico, 5-1. Moar with the hat trick. Frater going to come across. One of the struggles that the Monarchs have had in the past is lackadaisical passing in their own defensive third.
Also, not only the lackadaisical passing, but the slow starts to games that they've had. You know, we've talked about the very first 10 minutes of games and that they haven't started well. And right now, we're kind of seeing, you know, we talk about those jitters. We're starting to see a lot of jitters right now amongst all of these guys, despite coming off of two big wins on the road.
Monarchs have scored 10 goals in the last 3 games. 5-3, 2-1, and 3-1. Last 3 games. Mexico United hasn't been in great form the last couple games, but coming off 2 weeks of rest. Their last game being played against Los Dos on June 22nd in a 1-1 draw. Frater was the goal scorer in the 40th minute of play. He looks to continue the form. 11 goals and 3 assists for him on the season. New Mexico gonna swing it along the back line. Content to maintain that possession so far.
This is excellent from New Mexico to start this game. They're feeling the Monarchs out. They're poking and prodding, trying to feel where the weaknesses are. And if they don't find any, they're all right with keeping the ball, playing back to their center backs, and keeping possession.
Ball looking for Frater, cut off by the Monarchs back line. Not cleared completely, though. Weehan will keep it in. All the way back to Hamilton. Checking back is Guzman. He'll swing it out wide. They've really played both sides of the pitch so far, David as well. Hurd's going to try to go forward. He's going to get taken down from behind.
Now, this is a great opportunity. Monarchs need to slow the game down a little bit. New Mexico has had a bulk of the possession so far. This is a great chance for the Monarchs. Kill their momentum a little bit. Take their time on the free kick. You don't need to play right away. Kill that momentum that New Mexico has accumulated.
Ryden's going to have to get this one quick. Bruce with some wheels, able to get around and win that one away. Bruce showing the pace he's got. Weehan to Frater. Back to Weehan. Weehan, top of the area. Plua goes for the challenge. Looks like he caught him. And there'll be a foul called. Quickly taken. Not sure what's going on. As you can hear from New Mexico's bench, why.
And I believe that when the ref initially calls that foul, he wants to have a talk with Plua to begin with, and that's why the play cannot continue. Because the ref wants to have a talk with the defender, everything has to stop, and the play cannot start until the referee's whistle again.
The ball did find the back of the net, but it'll be nullified due to the exact reason David just explained. Free kick coming here for United.
Now, I believe that the Monarchs got very lucky there, that the ref wanted to talk to Conrad and not allow New Mexico to play quickly because the Monarchs were not ready.
You can see what New Mexico United's trying to do tonight. They're trying to move quickly at pace. That corner kick, it went pretty quick and was a training ground play. We'll see if we see something similar here. Weehan stands over the wall. Monarchs have a big wall. Ball just on top of the 18. Played in, hits the wall. The wall does its job. Still kept in for New Mexico.
We can play, we can play, we can play, we can play.
Guzman had an opportunity to keep that in and maybe move quickly, but elected for it to go out. Handball there, looks like it. Foul called. Never heard the whistle, but by the way Ochoa was playing that one, assumed that the foul had to be called. Had to have been called.
The young goalie needs to realize
You gotta play
no matter
those.
what the play is, you got to finish it. Get your hands on that ball. Get your hands on that ball and don't let it go in the net.
Plua looking forward. Chang's going to apply some pressure. Monarchs yet to find themselves in this game. New Mexico United out on the front foot. Portillo getting his first touches of the match. One of the things the Monarchs struggled with last season is when teams applied high pressure here at Zions Bank Stadium. New Mexico United seems to be taking a page from last season's book. Foul by Hurd, and a free kick for United.
Turn. He's been inside a little bit.
Sampson
Yeah, one.
here on the near side. He'll play it back to Schmidt. Inside, nice diagonal ball.
Up, come on.
But Brody's there to cut it off. He'll play it out for a throw-in.
Come on, Michael, help us.
8th minute of play, still scoreless here at Zions Bank Stadium. Best opportunity, though, David, so far, off the post. And what was a cross, but a good look on goal from Bruce.
And sometimes that's all you have to do is put the ball into the mixer and good things will happen. And there was a miscommunication between Ochoa and that back line. And you know what? The ball almost went in the goal. So good things were happening for New Mexico there.
Avila. He'll restart it to Plua. Over to Brody. One of the mainstays for the Monarchs.
Higher. Good, Brucey, good.
Portillo. Ball starting to move a little quicker for both these guys. Hurd going forward. He's got one player in the box. He's going to try to go towards the end line. Tries to get it in. And it will go out for a corner kick. Monarchs will win their first corner of the evening. See if they can capitalize and try to find some momentum off this corner kick.
And the Monarchs have been very good this year on corners and the ensuing play right after a corner. Now, just a chance to get a goal against the momentum of this game right now. New Mexico's been all over them from the beginning. Can the Monarchs get a goal against the momentum and show New Mexico, hey, we're here to play tonight?
Here we go, execute.
Portillo's going to step out to take the corner kick here. Monarchs with some tall guys in the box. Plua and Martinez good with their head. Ryden as well. Looking in the middle. Ryden's almost there, cleared away by Weehan. Avila's going to chase it down, but it'll go out for a throw-in. It's like a handball. Weehan takes it off.
Once again, the Monarchs are very lucky because they're falling asleep on these set plays right now, Landon. New Mexico quickly off the throw, and they had the numbers going forward. The ball takes an awkward bounce and hits Weehan's arm. But if he wouldn't have done that, New Mexico had a counterattack with numbers up.
It's one of the reasons the Monarchs bench was so frustrated in that situation, guys, not getting back quick enough. Ryden plays a big ball. Kept in nicely by Hurd. Hurd's going to try to get the return pass. Yearwood cuts it off. And that's one of the things that has plagued this side, like we talked about, giving up those early goals. They went through a period of time where they weren't, and then they were. Last week gave up a goal in the 7th minute, only to come back and score 3, so that one didn't plague them. But 7 minutes in, a bad giveaway and a goal against the Monarch side, and that really was commonplace for a period of time.
They can't wait to be kicked in the butt to get going. You know, they can't wait to be scored on to finally get themselves going. They have to get themselves going from the first whistle. They can't wait for that first goal to be scored on them, Landon. They have to come out ready to play right away, and as of recent, we haven't really seen that from them.
Come on, Josh.
Header won by Andrew Brody. Second ball played out, and it'll be a throw-in for the Monarchs. And David, that's one of those things that almost becomes a mindset. Sometimes you have to settle in. You know you're at home. You've got to move the ball quickly and play your game.
It definitely is. It's definitely the way, however they're approaching the game is that mindset that, hey, you need to come out stronger than what you are, because right now, what are they doing?
Ball inside the box. Ooh, Martinez was there waiting. Mizell able to keep it in. Excuse me, it goes out, and it'll be a corner kick, but a good-looking opportunity there from Chang as he played it in, trying to find the run of Martinez, as we'll get a replay look at that.
And as you see here, he finds himself between that center back and that opposite outside back, and it's a great ball from Chang, and Martinez almost puts it in the back of the net against the run of play.
Give credit to Schmidt there, able to cut it off, and all he was able to do was just get a foot on it.
He gets those size 14 feet on that ball. Let me tell you, if he doesn't have those, he's not getting to that.
Time to go to the Adidas outlet, pick up some cheap shoes, right? Portillo plays it into Powder. There's a whistle in the box as Chang looks to be whistled for the foul.
Hey, New Mexico tries it. You know what? The Monarchs say, hey, whatever you can do, I can do as well.
But the ball hadn't even reached Powder before that whistle had been blown. And a reset coming here for Cody Mizell. 17 starts, 50 saves. Second in the USL.
Here we go. Come on, guys. Come on. Energy. Come on. Too quiet.
Ball out wide. Moar tries to cut back. Brody's defending him. Ball played in the box. And Ochoa's there, puts his hand up on it and pushes it up over the bar.
Once again, Landon, you put the ball in the box, good things will happen. It doesn't matter if it's a cross, if it's a shot, whatever it is, I don't care. You're putting the ball in dangerous areas, and good things will happen.
Moore had the spin to maybe find that in the net. Weehan will step out to take the corner kick for New Mexico United. He's going to play it in with his right foot. This time driven low. Cut out by the Monarchs. Yearwood plays it all the way back to Mizell. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. As Powder and Frater. The challenge, Frater down on the ground, taking a second to get up.
When you're the second leading goal scorer in the USL, you have to be ready for fouls like that. Now, I am not supporting that at all, but sometimes defenders, they want to let you know it's going to be a long night, and that's what Noah Powder's doing there. It's a very hard foul, but he's letting Frater know, hey, it's going to be a long night for you.
And that definitely was a foul as you saw the arm extended onto the neck of Frater. Another free kick coming. One-man wall in front of Weehan. Weehan's going to play it inside the box. Ochoa reads it all the way, but will punch it away. Still chasing it to the corner of his box, and he'll collect. Frater doesn't look like he's doing all right, though. He's back down. Frater's down inside the Monarchs 18.
And if you're New Mexico, you do not want to see that right now. This early in the game, you do not want to see your top scorer going down.
Looks like they're going to whistle some assistance from the bench. Mexico United going to get Devin Sandoval warming up. Face that many around here recognize and many love. 10 starts, 14 appearances here in 2019. 4 goals, 2 assists. Still getting some assistance. Looks to be his left foot. Is Ryden and Plua having a conversation with our center referee. Most players taking an opportunity to get water here on this hot evening here in Utah. 95 when I was coming into the stadium. It's definitely settled in now here that it's 8 p.m.
And usually the heat and the altitude are some of the things that the Monarchs have going for them. But New Mexico, they play at the same altitude, they play at the same heat. So really, this is just you know, it's 6s and 7s here. Everything cancels out for the Monarchs, and it's an even game tonight.
It's one of those things that really cancels out for all the Four Corners teams. You get a little extra heat in some, you get a little extra altitude in others. Frater's walking off under his own power. A former Real Monarch. Looks to be all right. Sandoval still warming up, though. United gonna play with a man down for a moment or two. Riding to Avila. Avila plays a big ball forward, trying to find Hurd. Cut off by Yearly. Martinez, big strike. And ambitious, but you like to see that from a guy. He's been confident lately in scoring goals, 6 goals on the season. Not a bad look.
When you're in the form that he's been in recently, why not take a chance? You know, it keeps the goalie on his toes for New Mexico because he hasn't really been tested too much yet tonight. So Martinez takes one from 25 yards out, lets that goalie know, hey, I'm still here. Be ready for me at any time.
Cody Mizell will put this one in play. Big ball forward. Frater goes forward, won by Avila. Martinez gets it caught under his foot. Chang, nice turning, but he's taken away or dispossessed by Weehan.
Connect! 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 Open, Massa! You have time! You have time! Go, go! Come on, Massa!
Martinez over to Kasher. It'll be a throw-in for United. Ball swung along the back line for United. Schmidt over to Hamilton. Hamilton 6 starts, 9 games, 1 goal on the season. Ball played forward, cut off by Ryden. And the center backs are getting a little more cognizant of where they need to be. One stepped a little higher and one dropped a touch.
They're doing better, but Frater wants to check back to that middle, and then Akamatsu wants to make that run forward, and that's where one of the center backs, they cannot follow Frater in the middle. They got to communicate to the guys in front of them, hey, you pick up Frater. That way, both Plua and Ryden can keep their position, and now they can double team that guy making the run through. And they did a fairly decent job there. Kalen got his head on the ball, but I'd like to see Kalen a couple more steps back so that he can bring that ball down and play forward instead of having to skip the header back to Ochoa.
One of the things that we've seen, though, is Bruce here on the near side has speed. He's a guy that they've got to keep an eye on. And with Powder sometimes checking a little higher, that's something that two center backs have to account for.
And that's even a bigger reason why he should give himself a little bit more space. Because if Bruce has that much speed, then Ryden has to give himself a couple more steps and not go into the middle with Frater when he checks back.
Ball played out, a little bit of pressure from the Monarchs. Avila taken down from behind. Avila felt the pressure and knew that his only option was to go down at that point.
But he's got to be careful. He's taking 2, 3, 4 touches. He's got to know there's back pressure coming, especially from a guy like Frater who works his tail off.
Powder. Cashier checks into him. You can hear from the Monarchs bench, move the ball. Brody settles, tries to get around Moar. Nice ball inside, out wide to Cashier. Cashier's gonna run at the defense. Double teamed, Cashier to Portillo, to Chang. Chang still inside the box. The ball is gonna be cleared by Hamilton. But you like the ball there from Avila inside to Martinez. Martinez was able to quickly play it out instead of the telegraphic pass that was going to go out wide to start.
And that's what they need to do. They need to break the lines of pressure. They can't go side to side because right now when you look at New Mexico, they're sitting in 2 banks of 4 and they're very hard to break down. And if the Monarchs keep going side to side, they're never going to get really good chances. They have to find those penetrating passes in order to get good chances on goal.
Martinez back to Powder. Monarchs with their best spell of possession so far. Plua, lofted ball looking for Chang. Headed to Martinez. Finds Cashier. Into Chang. Portillo out wide to Martinez. Martinez sucked out wide here in the last few. He'll play it in the box looking for Hurd. Headed away by Schmidt. Kept in by Portillo. Monarchs applying a lot of pressure. Cashier inside the box. Cashier shot! Pushed away. Headed back to Mizell. And he'll fall to the ground.
Great work from Cashier there, because when teams are sitting in 2 banks of 4 like that, sometimes it takes a little bit of individual magic of beating 1 guy, beating 2 guys, beating 3 guys, and getting behind those 2 lines of pressure and getting a good shot on goal, and that's what Cashier did there.
And one of the things you noticed, Cashier's here on the near side. He ended up far on that far side as Frater gets Ryden. Ryden's down.
The referee's got to
2
call
players
this.
down. And the referee's not sure what's going on. He's gonna see yellow. Plua's gonna see yellow for dissent.
I mean, he goes down before the play gets to this point, Landon. The referee's got to stop the game. Either the sideline ref, the 4th official, somebody on this field has to see that Kalen Ryden is down and stop the play before it gets to this point. And now we don't have Conrad Plua getting on the referee's case about it. We don't have New Mexico getting upset that they're in the offensive third having to stop the play. The referee's got to see that a little bit sooner than what he did.
Monarchs see their 35th yellow of the season. Plua for dissent, as Frater definitely caught Ryden there. If we were to see a replay look at that, knew where he was, kind of wasn't playing for the ball. The other player down looked to be Chang, I believe. He's up and good to go. Adjustments being made by both head coaches. You're going to see Hamas and Olave having a conversation with Master Cashier. Cashier, 100+ appearances in the USL Championship between Colorado, Montreal, and the Monarchs. A lot of frustration coming here in the last few with the center referee, especially from this Monarchs bench. You're going to see a look at that.
And, I mean, as a forward, Frater does what he's supposed to do, but, Landon, I'll say it, I played as a center back, and one of the most annoying things was when a forward did not look at the ball and he just played the man and never tried to play the ball. And it's about 50-50 if the refs will call it or not. And right there, the ref did not call it. But that's one of those things that, you know, forwards do. And referees, you know, they get fooled by it. And that to me, that's a foul every single time. But for whatever reason, the referee did not think that it was this time.
Looks like it's going to be a drop ball. Powder's going to play it all the way back.
Step together, come on, together. Come on, good tempo here. Good tempo. Good tempo.
Schmidt. To Guzman. Monarchs dropping back a little bit. Cashier applies some pressure on Sampson. Good pressure there. And a foul by Guzman. And that should be a yellow card. Technically a professional foul from behind.
That is a very professional foul, but 100% that should be a yellow card for Guzman because he has no intention to play this ball at all. All he's trying to do is interrupt the play. Martinez gets a little injury because of it.
Martinez up. Portillo will take the reset. Tune into ESPN 3 on July 12th at 8 p.m. for a special Friday night edition of Wednesday Night Soccer when Tacoma Defiance invades the fortress that is Zions Bank Stadium to try and slow down the surging Real Monarch side. It's Wednesday Night Soccer on Friday. See y'all July 12th at 8 p.m. on ESPN 3. Hurd to Brody. Brody puts it in the box. Cleared away by Schmidt. Powder tries to settle. Three guys defending Frater. Frater lays it off. Portillo. Portillo taken out from behind by Weehan. We're going to see yellow here shown in the 25th minute as this game's got chippy here in the last few.
And the referee has to start nipping these things in the bud now because if he does not, it'll just get worse as the game goes on, Landon.
It's the 38th yellow of the season for New Mexico United. And he definitely got him late as you saw that replay look. Portillo. Forward to Cashier. Cashier opens up his hips. Looking to play forward. He'll play it wide. Sun setting here over the Ochre Mountains in the west as you can see the bright glare.
Not a good night for the Monarchs to wear all black uniforms, is it, Landon? They're disappearing into the shadows on that far side.
Yeah, they're not summer uniforms, that's for sure. Ball inside to Martinez. Avila tries to open up to Powder. Portillo will pick up his head. Down on loan from Real Salt Lake. Scored a beautiful goal a few weeks ago on a set piece in Colorado. Hurd plays it inside the box. Cut off by Guzman. Powder applies some pressure. Plua kind of gets caught in an awkward position. Ochoa will play it forward. Ochoa back from his time with the US U20s. And a very successful stint. Playing in 2 games. Side that got knocked out, but had a pretty successful tournament run. Hurd able to turn. Trying to find Martinez. It's going to be a foot race. Martinez playing forward. Schmidt not playing the ball, but able to make sure Hamilton gets it.
Really don't have to play the ball tonight, Landon.
Are we out for a throw-in? Sampson. It's going to slow things up here in the 29th minute. Still scoreless, kind of an intense matchup. Both sides applying lots of pressure, especially when the other team has it in their defensive third.
Play in their half.
Yearwood. Back into Guzman.
This way.
Juan Guzman, 13 starts, 14 total games, 1 assist on the season.
Douglas.
Luis.
Hamilton. Good ball movement here from New Mexico.
And this really all started,
But a bad giveaway. Commentator's curse right there. Chang's gonna go at Schmidt. Cuts inside, trying to find Martinez. Martinez on the doorstep. Just unable to redirect it on frame.
And I think that's an instance, Landon, where Martinez didn't expect that ball to get through there. And at the last second, he tries to get his foot on it. Because as you see here, the center back, he misjudges the ball and allows the ball to go through to the back post. And Martinez gets on the backside of that outside back and just barely out of the reach of that outstretched leg of his.
The best opportunities of the night for this Monarch side. A goal kick for Cody Mizell, and he breathes a sigh of relief to not have that one come on frame. He was in a pretty good position, though. Might have had an opportunity at that. 50-plus saves on the season for him, but only 2 clean sheets. Frater, he's able to get around. Brody goes to ground. Frater still with the ball. Brody able to track back. But it'll be a throw-in, or excuse me, a corner kick for New Mexico United.
And right now, Frater's causing this back line all kinds of trouble, Landon, and the fact that he's big and strong, and he's bullying them right now. This back line, they have to be bigger and stronger themselves, and they have to be up to the task anytime that he is going for 50-50 balls.
Weehan's gonna swing it in, looking back post. Up over the head of everybody, and it'll roll out for a goal kick. It's their first miss, as their first 2 corner kicks were very rehearsed and effective. Back to Ochoa. Ochoa's gonna play it forward. Looking for Cashier.
Collect and play. Play a little bit. Good, he's dead.
As you can hear Lassane right now, he's telling his boys, let's play a little bit. Let's keep this ball. When New Mexico was having a lot of their success at the beginning of this game, Landon, they were keeping possession of the ball. They were poking and prodding, finding those weaknesses and exploiting them. But recently, the Monarchs, they have stepped their game up but not allowed New Mexico to do that. And Lassane is encouraging his guys to get back to that.
Hurd forward to Martinez. Martinez tries to get around Schmidt. Battling with him. Gets around momentarily, but Schmidt makes sure he cannot get on the end of that one, and it'll be out for a goal kick.
When New Mexico is able to keep the ball, they can't have needless turnovers like they had right there and allow the Monarchs to counterattack them. They have to take better care of this ball if they want to get back to where they were at the beginning of this game.
Guzman. He'll play it at a bad giveaway there. No pressure on him, and he tries to find Yearwood and plays it right out of bounds.
Once again, one of those needless turnovers, Landon. They were doing a good job keeping that ball, and they just give it away.
And those ones hurt, because there is no pressure and no situation where that ball should not be passed very simply to the outside back.
It's always worse when there's no pressure because your teammates are not expecting you to give it away. And when you do give it away, it kind of brings your momentum and your spirit down a little bit because you're just giving bad balls away.
Frater checking way deep in the midfield. But Bruce and Mo are getting their boots wet with paint almost. You can see the mindset there from New Mexico United trying to spread the field wide.
And Frater, he's coming deep. He's testing the Monarchs a little bit. If I come back, or Ryden and Plu are going to come with me, who out of the midfield is going to come with me if I check this deep? And when he comes that far back, Weehan, Akamatsu, and the other 2 wingers, they get themselves very high. So Frater, like I said, he's poking and prodding, trying to find those weaknesses in the Monarchs.
You can see the defensive line by this Monarch side. Sampson. Back to Weehan. Weehan's going to play it wide. Brody there to cut it off nicely. Trying to play it forward to Chang. Chang's going to give Schmidt maybe a run for his money, I thought for a second. Schmidt does a good job to deal with that one. Guzman. Portillo. This game's being played in that midfield third right now. Frater's down again. Things just don't look right for him in the last few.
Come on, let's go! Let's go! One right. One right.
He's up walking again. The Monarchs are just about to play it out. Hamilton's going to be called for the foul.
And I've been very critical of the referee, Landon, but I'm going to be with New Mexico. I'm not sure if that was a foul. You know, that was a hard tackle by the center back, but it was harder and it was loud, and I don't know if that was a foul, though. As you can see here on the replay, Martinez takes a touch, center back stands his ground, and Martinez just goes over him. I don't think that that is a foul, and I find that Hamilton finds himself very unlucky there to get a foul called against him.
Quick reset for the Monarchs. Out wide to Chang. Chang commands 2 defenders. Back to Brody. Brody plays it in the box, trying to find Hurd. Cut off by Schmidt. Ball out wide to Powder. Avila gets away with a couple touches. It'll be fouled by Guzman. Guzman saying that he's only had a couple fouls, but getting the warning.
And as you see in the replay here, Guzman gets another good foul on Avila, and once again, he gets away with no yellow.
Cashier from distance! Right into the waiting arms of Mizell, but a good look there. You could see that one from this angle building nicely as you'll see a replay. Look at that one. He found the bend. Mizell knew exactly where he was going, though. 36 minutes of play, still scoreless. Sun has finally set. More of a comfortable miscommunication there from Ryden. Ochoa was all the way out. Plua there to recover. Portillo and Avila combined. That could have been dangerous for the Monarchs as they'll quickly counter. Cashier running at Sampson. Inside the box to Chang. Weehan there. Weehan does a good job to steal that one away, and he'll try to restart the counter. Ball out wide, Moar. Looks to keep it in. Moar cuts inside. Brody there with him. Ball back post to Brody, or excuse me, to Bruce. No one there. An Avila with a last-minute challenge.
Great tackle there from Avila. I love the way Andrew Brody plays, but I think in that instance, he's got to do a better job of keeping Moar on the outside and not allowing him to cut in on his right foot, because if he cuts in on that right foot, 1, he can either get a shot on the back post, or 2, he can play the ball to the back post as he did there, and he found a guy from New Mexico wide open. If it's not for Avila's last-second tackle there, that could be a goal for New Mexico.
And Bruce, possibly if he had one time that he would have had time, takes a touch to settle, and Avila able to recover. 4th corner of the match coming. Weehan will take this one as well. Plays it in, looking back stick. Ryden rises high and heads it away. Still not cleared completely. Yearwood into Schmidt. Schmidt tries to play it in, takes a deflection. It'll be out for a throw-in. Moar plays it back post again, looking for Bruce. Bruce able to keep it in, plays it inside the box. Cashier there to defend away, and then a Maradona there. How many times are you gonna say that? I feel like that's the move you practice as a kid so dang much, and not a move you get to use that much in games.
I love a nice Maradona in the game, Landon, but I don't know if I like it on top of my own 18-yard box, because I almost had a heart attack seeing him do that.
If someone knew how that was going, they would have definitely come into that one. But he was able to get away with it. Clear some space. Frater. Plua is going to go to ground. He'll win that one. As Frater jumped.
Come on, guys, come on, get back here, hey.
Sampson.
Good spot, Beezer. Man on Beezer, man.
Fans follow the Rail Monarchs and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN Plus, home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN Plus. All inside the box. Kept in. Bruce up and over the crossbar. As I was saying, join the over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN Plus and watch the championship live every week. You can sign up at espnplus.com. You get a replay look at that one. Bruce, a good opportunity there. And he's been very active, a guy that I've been impressed with tonight.
He's been very active, found himself in a lot of good positions tonight, Landon, but I think he's going to be really disappointed in himself that he hasn't gotten a goal yet because he's found himself in so many good spots in this first half.
6th appearance of the season for him. 1 assist on the season. No goals. Frater on the ground again. Not sure if what's going on. He just doesn't seem right to me. Watched a few games of New Mexico this season, and I don't know. Maybe something's still nagging him.
A little bit now, a little bit now, a little bit now, a little bit now.
Riding, big ball forward. Looking for Hurd. Martinez was in the area as well.
Now that big ball is one way to unlock the New Mexico defense because the way that they want to play and the way that they want to press, they get all 11 guys on one side of the field. So if Ryden can find that big ball to the opposite winger, it's going to be on all night long, and that's the way, one way that they're going to be able to unlock this defense.
Powder. Back into Avila. Avila looking for Martinez. Martinez taken down inside the area. Not sure foul will be called on Martinez. He tangled legs with Yearwood. So we'll have to get a replay to look at that here in the 41st. Quickly taken.
Yes, right, yes. Come on, Massa. Forward.
I could see it both ways.
That play can definitely go both ways, Landon, but I think the Monarchs are very unlucky there to not have a goal for them.
Ball played forward for Bruce, but way out in front of him, and it'll go out for a goal kick. 42nd minute. Still scoreless here at Zions Bank Stadium. But with it being scoreless, this has been an intense first half so far. Casher's gonna go forward. He's behind the back line. Cuts in, ball into Martinez. Martinez, top of the 18. Martinez takes a shot across the face of goal. And wide. Martinez tried to find that right angle. He almost looked to pull the trigger at the top of the 18, just above the semicircle, but waited a touch further and went wide.
It is very difficult trying to hit that shot back across your body to that far post when you're going to the right. And I think Martinez actually does a really good job to get as much power as he does on it because all of your momentum is going away from the goal, and he's trying to put a shot on goal. I think he does a really good job there, though.
Come on, Kalen. Tackle, what a tackle.
Frater's gonna go forward. Frater pulled from behind. As Martinez is down.
Martinez looks to be in quite a bit of pain. He put in a great challenge in the midfield there, and immediately you could tell that something was not right. As you see here in that tackle, the knee gets stuck in the turf, and I think he gets it twisted just a little bit.
So I'm curious to see if this will come back and we'll see a yellow card shown at the end of the play there. Gonna bring on more medical personnel to check him out. Looks to be in a lot of pain, though.
This field has claimed many players, Landon.
Are you speaking from experience?
I am speaking from experience.
We won't talk about the Achilles on the north end of the field.
There are parts of my body on this field.
44th minute. Still scoreless between these two sides. A couple injuries. We expect a little bit longer of stoppage because of what we've seen so far. But there was the the piece that I was asking about. Does it go back to a yellow card? Definitely trying to slow him down. Looks like they're having a conversation over the headset. You get a beautiful look of Zions Bank Stadium.
And this situation right here, Landon, is something that we talked about on the podcast this week. When Martinez is not in there for the Monarchs, where does that depth come in? Who is that guy that steps in and is that catalyst for the offense? You know, this is going to be, if Martinez cannot continue on, this is going to be a great opportunity for us to see who can step into those shoes.
A couple players, offensive players on the bench tonight. Kyle Coffey, Luis Atundi, guys that have played in that forward position for this Monarch side. As Martinez is up, walking under his own power. That's a good sign. Still be a little ginger on that left leg, but he's definitely moving. It's going to be a fair share of stoppage, I'd guess. So we're going to have a restart here.
Austin, hey, watch their fullback releasing Austin.
Stoppage time coming shortly. Doing a test on the knees is Martinez. Plua gonna play at a big switch, looking for Cashier. Cashier settles. He's gonna try to take on Sampson. He'll pull it back to Powder. Martinez back on the pitch. So we're gonna have stoppage time. It's already showing on the board, but officially announced by our referee. 4 minutes of stoppage time here in this first half. Riding to Avila.
Inside, inside. Inside.
To Portillo.
And right there, that is how the Monarchs get out of that. They have to find that 6 or that 8, sit in the middle, and then find their way out to the other side, because that's where the space is when New Mexico wants to press like that.
It's one of those situations where you take away that attacking player. Opportunity here. Hurd plays it across the 6. Almost comes all the way back to him. Monarch's going to try to keep it in. Avila. A good job and a deflection there from Powder. Cashier is able to get back though. Weehan. And the Monarchs able to get back into their shape. It's one of those things they've done a little bit better as the has gone on. Earlier in the game, it was frustration. Guys weren't getting back quick enough. In that last sequence, a few guys and a deflection, but able to slow things up a little quicker.
You're right. As the half has gone on, they've kind of figured things out on their own here, where what they need to do in what situation, and they've done a lot better job when the ball is turned over, when there's been free kicks or restarts. They're getting themselves behind the ball quicker because they've realized New Mexico, they want to play quick. They want to counterattack. They want to find the Monarchs out of position, and the Monarchs have done a great job of adjusting to that.
Foul called. Center referee mentioning there was a jersey tug. Quickly taken. New Mexico inside the box. Avila back to Ryden. The Monarchs able to clear. Martinez, great hold-up play. He's even able to open things up. To Hurd. Hurd picks up his head. Finds Chang. Ball's out in front of him, though. With a poke it over to Powder. Quickly swung in. Portillo to Hurd. Hurd taken out just on the edge of the box by Weehan, who has to be careful. He's already on a yellow card. And that's a yellow card offense.
And this is a great spot for the Monarchs because you have Chang with the left foot and you have Justin Portillo with the right foot. So Mizell, he's not going to really know who's taking this here because the Monarchs have 2 excellent players that can put the ball in goal. And let's not count out Noah Powder. We've seen him do it before and surprise the heck out of us. So, will he do it again?
And he's standing over that one. Chang, Powder, Portillo, and Cashier all capable of hitting this one.
I do not want to be in that conversation right now because those are 3 guys that are very capable of taking this, and I'm sure all 3 of them want it.
5-man wall, 6-man wall. Chang looks like he's going to take it. Cashier pulls away. Chang just outside of the 18. Wall there. Final instructions from the referee. Chang stands over it. Chang takes a deflection off the wall, and the wall does the job perfectly. Looks like that would have been a tough distance to go up and down. Looks like he was trying to clip it more to the back post.
At that distance, you're better off smashing it to the goalie side of the goal because you're so close to the goal, it's tough to get it up and down with pace. If you just clip it over the wall a little bit, it's not hard enough and the goalie can still get to it. Chang is better off just hitting it as hard as he can towards that goalie side.
Third corner of the match for the Monarchs. Portillo sends it inside the box. Riding header just over the bar. And that one's going to be the first half here at Zions Bank Stadium. Scoreless. And an exciting back and forth matchup between these two sides. We're goalless, and a lot of people would say that's a boring half, but this half has had everything.
Despite it being goalless, there's been a lot of chances on goal, and I think both teams are going to be a little disappointed in themselves not to get a goal in that first half, Landon.
You're going to see both teams come off the pitch. It's, David, one of those things you see in a game like this, the one that gets the first goal really might deflate the other team because both teams have gone back and forth so heavily.
I'm going to be honest, though, I think we're going to be in for one heck of a second half because we know that both of these teams are capable of scoring a lot of goals, and I think if one team scores, it's going to ignite the other team and light a little fire under them, and I think we're going to see 3 or 4 goals here in the second half.
Let's take a quick break and be back with a special interview here at halftime. America First Credit Union, ensuring the financial health of local families and businesses for 80 years. Tonight's match is presented by Steward Healthcare. Steward, world-class healthcare where you live. Visit steward.org. Mountain America, start preparing for your future today with Picture Perfect savings accounts from Mountain America. They offer term deposits, youth accounts, retirement savings, and more. Visit macu.com. For banking that always puts the best team on the pitch, Zions Bank is for you.
Okay, people, it's Ford Truck Month. And you know what that means. The best deals on America's best-selling trucks for 42 years straight. And with over 28 million sold, isn't it time you joined the stampede?
Now get a Ford F-150 with 0 for 72 financing plus $1,000 trade assist cash, or get over $13,000 in total savings.
Welcome into the beautiful Zions Bank Stadium here in Harriman City. Brody inside the 18. Brody shot and a goal! Andrew Brody.
Blake takes the shot and he hammered it home. go for goal, and they find it! Opio's gone for goal, another deflection off the post and in! Tacoma on top! Shot and goal! What a beauty! Justin Dillon moving up the middle, he's gonna push that ball wide toward Gonzalez. Gonzalez, a first touch cross back inside for Dillon, and a goal! Inside the 18, shot, pushed wide! Loose in front, it's Freighter! What a hit! He plays it into the box, headed down, and
my
Freighter!
goodness, to Kiesewetter, in for the goal! Nice cross, Kiesewetter, it's in!
Asante outside the box. Asante, goal!
It's Rios! It's a great cross! Daniel Rios again! Ryan Brown sends it, and it's a goal! Ryan Brown! Lubin, what a save! A second save, loose in front! And Lubin guarding the post. Denied by McCarthy!
A lot more height on it, McCarthy, a great save! On the volley! Oh, what a save! Newton again.
Collier curls, saved.
Oh, looking for a shooting lane, coming to left. Pipped away! He got it on frame. Olsen up to the task.
Dink over the touch! Great save, Tempakis!
Shot on, Tempakis with a great save. Nice little 1-2. Caleb Richards. Richards getting it back. Caleb Richards.
And Douglas Martinez able to put it back in.
Martinez puts it back to Coffee. Goal!
Lofted ball in, Williamson!
Good build up here for Portland Timbers too. Good chance for Williamson.
Swinging away, header, Robertson! Follow up in from Lobo! The header comes in, a great save, and on the follow!
Outside at the top of the box, it's dangerous from there! What a fantastic finish!
We're back live here at Zions Bank Stadium. You see a beautiful look of the western sky here in Harriman, Utah. Let's check out some stuff from the week. USL Team of the Week. As you can see those up there, Kasipli, Romero, Sorto, Asante, who's one that's been on this list many times, Dia, Borath, Soto, Lopez. Lopez played New Mexico United a few weeks ago. That's the USL Team of the Week for this last week, with Sorto being the Player of the Week. You get another look at that. Week 17 Player of the Week, Christian Sorto. Let's check out the games in progress tonight. Most of the games have now gone final. Memphis and Hartford 4-1. St. Louis United FC 2-2. Tulsa 1-0 over the Timbers 2 in the 30th minute. Rio Grande Valley and Tacoma Defiance. Tacoma being here next week, scoreless at full time. And 1-1 between Oklahoma and El Paso, as we'll jump back here live with a special guest. The one, the only, I've heard you're a DJ. I'll introduce this guest. Okay, we'll go into that. Neda Manawoka joining us. Thanks for joining us and taking the time to be with us. Neda, talk to us a little bit about how it's been transitioning. One of the things we talk about is there's a lot of conversation about soccer here in the U.S. How was it for you coming over and that transition?
It was good for me. So I'm the type of person that likes to really learn the craft and learn about where I am. And back in England, I'd become quite used to it. You basically knew all the players, knew all the teams. And it did just feel like, not necessarily going through emotions, but it was something similar to that. Upon coming here, I've had to learn about my own teammates, the place that I live, the new league, all the new players. Like this has been the first time in maybe 10, 15 years where I'm playing against somebody and I don't know if they're right-footed or left-footed. I don't know if they're going to go down the line, if they're going to do whatever. And that's exciting because it makes it a bigger challenge.
A little more homework involved.
Definitely.
So let's talk about, what did you hear about the leagues over here? What did you hear about the MLS, the USL, kind of the growth of soccer here in America?
I'll be honest, I knew more about MLS than I did USL. But while I've been over here, I've managed to watch a lot of USL, especially given the fact that we have a team in there. But it definitely is a developing league, and it's a place where, as time went by, it stopped being a place where people would come to retire and finish their career because the standard was increasing so much that if you tried to do that, you'd end up looking like, say, maybe on like a Rafa Marquez or something, where it's almost like you're out of your depth in a situation where you've just come from Barcelona or whatever, but now you don't look like the same sort of player. So it's a place where you can come experience different things, but you know that when you do, you have to bring your A game, otherwise you will struggle.
And that's one of the challenges. I mean, there are many players coming over from Europe, but it is a challenge. It's a change. Football, I mean, the season here is different. Yeah. That's a challenge in and of itself instead of playing through the winter. I mean, there's playoffs here. I mean, the whole thing is just really different. Yeah, the travel. Had you ever traveled that much until this point?
So it's the time of traveling is still the same, but it's just the way that we do it. And especially, obviously, with the time zone difference and stuff like that, that's also a big factor. So I was used to sitting on a coach back home for 4, 5, 6 hours.
Yeah.
But you'd always, you get there, it's the same time zone, everything's fine. Once you get off the bus, you can start to get ready. But here, when you have to make adjustments when you travel to the East Coast.
3 hours later.
Yeah, it's different, but I love it. I really do love these challenges.
So as, we talked about, I've heard you talk about it, some of your passions are not only soccer, but you DJ'd with a few famous players?
They're only famous if you know who they are. But yeah, I used to do some DJing. I used to do some.
Don't be humble. Don't be humble.
I used to do it with Bradley Wright Phillips and a few other people like that. It was a good time. I was obviously a lot younger back then, but it was a good time. I still speak to Bradley about that now. So that was a very fun time in my life.
What type of music were you playing?
So there are quite a few sides to this. I'll just mention one for now, but I was around for the rise of grime in the UK.
Okay.
So it was grime and hip hop and things like this. So you're talking like late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Which is, the same sort of time some of the players like Douglas, were actually born. Douglas Martinez in this game. But yeah, it was around that sort of time, and the landscape around music was starting to change. And that was part of like the rave era with grime, where you'd basically have a DJ, 2 DJs, a few MCs, and you'd be going at it in a sort of way that you probably saw early 90s hip hop there.
Yeah.
And I love being a part of it.
So being a music guy, it sounds like, what's your go-to song? If you're to walk out on the field, if we could be like baseball here in America, the big thing is to play with walk-up music to the plate. What song are they playing for you?
You know, that's so corny. I don't think I have one. I really don't have one. But I would say I know a guy.
Backstreet Boys?
Not quite. I'm more an NSYNC kind of guy.
Me too.
But I remember one of my previous teammates in my last club, he would actually listen to Lose Yourself by Eminem before he'd walk out to every single game. And I would always used to see him think, like, what's he doing? What's he doing? Then I got the headphones on. I heard it. I was dying inside with laughter. But obviously, that was his thing. So I had to leave him to it. But that's something I'll never forget.
So let's talk about what do you see here in American soccer? We went away from that for a second. What do you see as the future? Do you see an opportunity here in the next 10 years for this, or 20 years for this to be more like how it is in England? The passion, the fans, the level of soccer?
Yeah, I think it certainly can be. I think with the CBA that's going to come in January, I think that's a big moment for the league because it can really set the tone for what they want to achieve next. Because for as much as the product is growing, depending on where the ceiling is basically how far you can take it.
Yeah.
And I think given the fact that we potentially have things in our hands now to try and push it along further, I think if we get it right, then the difference will get smaller and smaller with every year that passes.
A future here in American soccer. Natum, we'll let you get back to your family out there. We'll let you get back to watching this game, surely checking the RSL score on your phone.
Very much so.
But thanks for joining us in the booth, and we'll catch you hopefully here soon. Hopefully you'll continue to stay with Real Salt Lake and not down here. But we love you joining us tonight.
It's good to be here, though. It's good to be here.
Thank you. So we're almost back underway here at Zions Bank Stadium. Still scoreless at the half. Quite a few New Mexico United fans. I have to give them a shout out. I talked to a few of them before the game, David, and they were excited to be here.
So as a new team, you love seeing that. You love seeing these fans going on road trips to support their team. And really, that's how the sport grows. We just talked about it with Natum, about growing the sport here. Now, when I played on loan with Puerto Rico Islanders back in 2010, Portland Timbers fans are traveling everywhere. Now, they had a very small fan base at that time, but now look what it has turned into.
Yeah.
And really, it's when fans go on the road like this, that's how they grow. That's how they grow the sport in their city.
Look to see if there was any changes from either side. Looking across the field, looks like all 22 players that started the match are still on the pitch. Monarchs coming out of the half with possession. Avila turns, opens to Powder. He'll get it back, plays it to Plua. Plua here to the near side to Brody. Trying to find Martinez. Martinez sticks out his leg. Not quite sure how he got to that one. He's going to try to keep it in. Unable to do so, but just in the corner is New Mexico United will have to break out. David, it's fun to talk with guys like that, guys that have had experience all over the world with some of the greatest clubs. And now he's here, and excited to be a part of this, learning about different things and having a new challenge. Chang, inside the 18. Chang's going to go towards the touchline. Tries to cut back, keeps it at his foot. Hurd's going to pull it back to Brody. Monarchs will recycle.
I think having a guy like that in this club right now, with the way that RSL is trying to do things by building it through the academy, I think his knowledge and his experience are just invaluable to these younger guys right now. The things that he can impart on them as they start their professional careers, I think is just going to be amazing for them. And hopefully all those guys are taking it all in right now.
Martinez fouled just on top of the area. Frustration from United's bench. I mean, another good opportunity, but another situation as you get a replay look at that. Martinez had his foot there first. I don't know that. It's one of those that you feel like is a 50-50.
I think Hamilton's going to find himself to be very hard done by this referee tonight because there's been a couple instances where I think he has put in a good tackle and the referee has thought otherwise. And in this situation, it puts the Monarchs in a very dangerous spot. Now, who takes this one? We talked about this earlier, and Chang won that.
Portillo is standing over this one.
So who's going to get it this time?
Portillo, Cashier, Powder, and Martinez all standing over it. Six-man wall.
We have Martinez here lining up.
Portillo. Shot! Pushed wide! Mizell with the big save there. Teammates giving him the high five. That was a great look on goal. Mizell stretched wide to push that one away. First corner of the second half coming for this Monarch side. Avila, big ball. Hits it huge up and over, and that will be a goal kick for United. Mizell. With the restart here in the 49th minute. Scoreless between these two sides. United's got a couple players warming up. Josh Suggs and Devin Sandoval. The Monarchs have their whole bench up on the north end of the pitch warming up. Ryden. Looks like he got ball, but it'll be called for the foul. No flag up on the far side. But the center referee called it. Chance for the Monarchs. Here, Frater. Bruce gonna go forward. Cuts inside the box. Portillo dispossessed him. Chang settles. Forward to Hurd. Hurd's racing forward. Hurd sees Martinez, just unable to get that one fully.
Connect! Turn!
Schmidt to Guzman.
And you can hear Lassane down there again, yelling at his guys, connect, connect, connect. He wants New Mexico to play the way that they want to, keeping possession of this ball and trying to find those weak spots in the Monarchs.
Schmidt. Moar. Schmidt plays a big ball forward. Plua. Hurd did not see Moar, the Spaniard. Sneaky Spaniard. I can say that. I lived in Spain.
Hey, I was just in Spain a week ago.
I know. We've got a lot of Spanish connection up here. In Malaga. This ball hits the mic. What I call the mic drop? Corny dad joke there. Frater. Looks inside. So you could hear that one. And that one's got to be frustrating.
I think if you're going to call those previous calls in Hamilton, you're going to have to call that one against the Monarchs, and the referee, I believe, just missed that one there.
You could hear that one hit the foot. As you can see, the frustration from United's bench, having a conversation with the fourth official. Ball looked like it was almost out on the far side, but kept in. Big switch there. Brody's going to settle with his chest. Forward to Hurd.
Good work, Santi.
Moar. He'll pick up his head. Tries to run through traffic.
Hey! Ball's still moving, man. Watch the game.
Frater looked like he jumped. Avila had his hands extended. Both sides have some struggles with the officials. You'll get a replay look at this one. Brody probably could have been called for that first foul, and Avila makes sure Frater goes down.
Avila definitely impedes the play there, but I don't believe he hit him as hard as Frater made it look like. But the referee now, he's got to get this game back under control. It's only the 53rd minute, and he can't start letting these fouls play on.
Kev, get there. Kev, get there. Get there.
Swung into the back post.
Next one, Beezer. Come on. Hey, next one. Fucking make it count. High dog.
Plua. Plua, big ball, looking for Cashier. Cashier wasn't out wide enough. It'll be cut off by United. I'd like to thank all those of you tuning in tonight here on ESPN Plus, especially those down in New Mexico. Thanks for joining us. Had a few of you reach out on Twitter. If you have any questions or comments, maybe even dad jokes. We're both new dads, so we love those jokes. Ball forward from Schmidt. Played in, looking for Weehan. And played back from Powder. Nice header there, back to Ochoa. Get updates and alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for the Monarchs and the click follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores, plus reminders on the Monarchs' next home match. Go to ESPN.com and click follow for your club. It's ESPN.com. Ball wide to Brody. Brody settles. We'll get it back from Hurd. Pretty good combination play. Chang. Touch got away from him, though.
But those are the balls that the Monarchs have to look for. They have to break that initial line of pressure, because if Brody plays that ball backwards, they're right back where they started. He's got to try and find those penetrating passes. Chang's got to do better with that, honestly.
Hurd. It's a good job to square that one up and away. Martinez is going to get a chance to run forward. Martinez going at Schmidt. Schmidt able to play it back to Mizell. Is that a backward pass? Maybe. A lot of concern from that. Looks like we're going to see a substitution here coming from United. Ball kind of slowed up here. Frater and Avila have a little something going there.
Yeah, that's a battle to watch for the rest of this game.
Ball wide. Weehan. He's a guy that's always impressed me. And another guy that's impressed me throughout his career is Suggs, just about to come on for United. We'll see him at the next dead ball.
Come on, George!
Moar. Wide, he's gonna run at Brody. Moar, he's gonna go towards the touchline. Brody
Now,
does a nice job to defend it. It'll go out for a corner.
That's what Brody needed to do in the first half. Push him wide, keep him on the outside, and push him to that left foot. Brody does. That's a great one-on-one defending right there from Andrew Brody. He just needed to do that same thing in the first half when Moar was able to play the ball to the back post for Bruce. But that right there is textbook one-on-one defending, Landon.
You know, I'm going to say something that I love. Mizell just ran all the way up to Suggs to give him the captain's armband. Suggs is the captain. Mizell was just wearing it momentarily. It's not something you typically see when a guy subs on, but there's large amount of respect there from Mizell for Josh Suggs. Suggs comes on for Austin Yearwood. Suggs 13 appearances, 13 starts, 14 appearances now. 1 goal and 3 assists here in the 2019 season. Conversation going on between who else but Avila and Frater. Ball's going to be swung in from here, the near side. Played in near post. Ball still inside the box. Shot wide. And it'll be a goal kick for the Monarchs. Ooh, a good opportunity there from United. Avila.
Great spot, Santi. Great spot. Great spot. Santi, now. Good, good.
Powder plays it forward, brought down nicely by Cashier. Cashier with player draped all over him, able to switch the field. Chang puts it inside the box, looking back post. Cashier was there. Martinez taken down, and that's a penalty kick. PK coming here from the Monarchs. So we'll have to get a replay look at that. It might be a yellow card being shown. She'll get a replay look at the ball coming in from Chang. Chang inside and clattered into from behind Sampson.
I mean, you can't, as a defender in that situation, Sampson can't put him in a position to let the referee make a call. Now, could that have gone either way? Absolutely. I don't know if Martinez was going to get to that ball, but Sampson, when he went up to win that ball, he was on Martinez's back, and the ref had to call it. Now, is it a little harsh? I think so, but is it wrong? No, it's not. It's a foul, but I think it is harsh in this instance, but Sampson put himself in that situation to let the referee make a decision.
Mizell is going to get the talking to about staying on his line. Chang's going to step up to take the penalty for the Monarchs here in the 59th minute of play. Chang from the spot, runs up, goal! Michael Chang! And the Monarchs take a 1-0 lead here in the 59th minute of play.
Great finish from Chang there, but now the next 5 minutes are extremely important for this Monarchs team because they're on a high right now, Landon, and New Mexico is going to look to exploit that emotional high that they're on right now. So can the Monarchs, can they batten down the hatches? Can they focus for the next 5 minutes and not let New Mexico get back into this game? Because most goals are scored in the first 5 minutes of the previous goal.
Chang sending Mizell the wrong way. You get a second replay look at that. Chang, 7 goals, 2 assists on the season. Over 1,100 minutes in 15 appearances. Guzman. Be out for a Monarchs throw-in. Conversation with the bench and the referee. One of those situations where you have to be careful. You'll get thrown out pretty quickly.
Oh, I know.
Having a conversation.
I've been there.
You didn't say a whole lot, though.
I didn't. I think I'm the only person ever get thrown off for literally not saying anything.
As United's going to make their second sub here momentarily. Brody throws it in. Ball's way up high. No one's sure whose ball it is on the field.
And this is what I talked about a couple minutes ago. The referee has to get control, or you're going to have instances like this. And when you start getting instances like this, Landon, that's when the game will get out of control. Injuries will happen. Red cards will happen. So, the referee, next 5-10 minutes here, has got to get this game under control again.
Good tackle there from Plua. We'll take it off the foot of Frater. Frater defends Moar nicely as well. Sub coming. Let's see if it gets in. Suggs is going to throw it in. Sub will come at the next dead ball. Schmidt to Hamilton to Sampson. Schmidt. Big switch there from Schmidt. Good touch there from Bruce. You know, David, something we haven't talked about is this United side in an improbable, awesome run in the U.S. Open Cup in the round of 16 facing New Mexico United on the 10th. That's coming up here really quickly, 4 days on Wednesday.
I mean, you love seeing teams from the USL take the U.S. Open Cup seriously and prove a point that, hey, we can play with the big boys. And they've proven that week after week with the big wins that they've had against MLS sides. And now they're here in the quarterfinal against Minnesota. Once again, can they prove that they belong at that level? And honestly, as an organization, especially a brand new organization, it's got to be just so exciting for this team, for this city, to be on the run that they are right now.
Devin Sandoval going to check into this match. He's going to get a nice round of applause here at Zions Bank Stadium, as a lot of fans still love seeing his presence. As Daniel Bruce's night's going to be done. He had a good performance and some opportunities on goal. Wasn't able to capitalize, though.
I think when you look at the face of this game, I think he had a very good, 60 minutes here. Like I said before, he's going to be a little disappointed to not come out of this game with a goal, because he did find himself in some really good positions tonight.
Flags up on Sandoval. And here's the one thing. One of the challenges that he's facing is this is a side that has to keep some fresh legs. You don't want to kill guys, especially for this big matchup. Obviously, it's not a league game, but that's important for guys. And it's a confidence builder. It means a lot to be able to go up and take down another MLS side.
And I'm going to be honest, there is some financial incentive involved as well. So that's another thing that these guys have going for them, because there is some money involved. And also, people look down, a lot of MLS organizations, a lot of fans look down upon the USL. This is their chance to prove, hey, the USL is a very good league, and we belong with the big boys.
Sampson is going to take down Cashier. Another free kick coming from this Monarchs side. For any of those wondering, halftime in San Jose. Scoreless there between Real Salt Lake and the San Jose Earthquake. Monarchs
literally the earthquakes after the last couple of days in California.
Definitely don't want to be in California right now. Definitely do not want to be in California. Monarchs on a 3-game win streak. 10 goals in their last 3 games tonight. 11 goals in 4 games. The wall's in front of him. Shot off the woodwork. Looked like he was still pointing to the wall. Wasn't sure I've ever saw a whistle. But a good look there from Cashier off the woodwork.
Great strike, going for that near post. And he's at that good distance where you can get it up and down over the wall with pace. As we saw there, he gets it up and down, but just about 6 inches too far to the left.
Martinez looked to be a handball there. Nothing called. Martinez going to be whistled for the foul, though. He's going to call the first foul, or the handball. There's a foul right after it. Schmidt. He'll go forward to Suggs. Suggs back to Schmidt. It's going to be swung along the back line.
Easy, Master. Ahí, Michael.
Another thing we have to talk about, 2 guys in mid-season fan voting awards. Hurd, challenge there. And Weehan's going to be whistled. That's Frater. It's gone all over the place. Frater. Suggs going to see yellow.
Frater's going to find himself in a little bit of trouble here. He's
Frater
very lucky
yellow.
to get away with the yellow there because you cannot, for any reason, Landon, put your hands on the referee. And Frater, for whatever reason, decided to give him a bear hug. And I think he's very lucky to get out of that with a yellow card because you just cannot touch a referee.
So this is the play in question. He didn't get ball. That definitely could have been a foul and a yellow there. And Weehan comes sliding in on Brody.
And this is where things start compounding in the game for a referee is when you miss that first one, you miss that second one, you don't keep control of the game, this is what starts happening.
A lot of frustration from both sides. Weehan's going to get a warning. Weehan already on a yellow from a challenge in the 25th.
Weehan, another guy in that situation, very lucky not to get his second yellow because that's definitely a yellow card foul.
Portillo. Ryden. Yellow cards have been flying here in this one. Suggs trying to play a big ball forward, slips. Portillo able to get that one back. Avila able to get away. He's got some space in front of him. Avila to Hurd. Back to Portillo. Nice combination play from this Monarch side. Avila opens up. Still on top of the 18. He'll find Powder. Powder's gonna take a shot from distance! And a good look there from Powder as you're gonna see a replay look at that one.
And that's the right distance for somebody of his ability. We've seen him before put that ball in goal. We've seen it with him with free kicks. Very unlucky to get that ball just over the crossbar.
We like that he's having the confidence to take it from that distance. Sandoval, big one of the ball, finds Frater. Sandoval's gonna get it back. Maybe. Inside the box, opportunity for United, deflected away by the Monarchs defense. Hamilton finds Suggs. To Schmidt, good combination play there. Like the quick ball movement. Santi looking back stick, cut off by Powder. Masta waving guys forward, trying to get the defense to step up.
You have to get the defensive line up and kill that space in front of you. Make it hard on New Mexico to play and force them to try to play that ball over top to where Ochoa can come off his line and collect that ball.
Played wide to Moore. He'll cut in. Moore clipped in the box, headed away by Ryden. Looks like if he almost could have swung that in for a shot. Brody with a big win there. Wins it away from Moore. Foot race here. Martinez going forward. Hamilton's going to get there first. Good tracking there by Hamilton to track back and make sure he can get that one back to his keeper. Ryden has to could possibly settle in a situation like that.
He's got the ability to bring that ball down and play it out to Powder, but in this situation, I think he just wants to get that ball high and out away from the defense right now, but we know he has the ability to bring it down. Can he have that confidence to do it?
Frater looks to play it forward. Moore, he'll settle. He's inside the box, plays it in. Weehan, Ochoa, big save! Ochoa comes nicely off his line to cut that one off.
I think Moir's going to be a little disappointed in himself. He had a great opportunity to get a shot on goal there. tight spot to try to squeeze that ball into Weehan. I think if Moar just rips that ball to the back post, he's going to find a lot more success. That's just such a tight spot to try to find Weehan there.
Suggs. Fans, USL unveiled its elite youth platform, USL Academy. This allows clubs at all levels across the USL develop its local talent and compete at the highest level across the United States, including the USL Academy Cup. For more information, visit uslsoccer.com/academy.
Come again! Come again! Come again! Good.
Guzman.
Josh, a little more, Josh.
Sampson.
Come here, Josh. Come here, Josh.
Brody cuts that one off. Monarchs are kind of sitting in here in the last few.
They're doing a great job right now of absorbing that pressure from New Mexico. New Mexico is finally playing the way that they want to play. They're keeping the ball. They're finding Moar out wide, who's one of their best players, and he's making things happen. But the Monarchs, they got to be worried. They can't absorb too much pressure because eventually they're going to break.
Ball forward. Chang in a foot race with Suggs. Suggs has the fresher legs, able to win it and get the ball first. Monarchs push up their line. Gotta wonder if a substitution's gonna come here shortly. Ooh, Sandoval with the challenge right into Hurd. Martinez is gonna play it out.
I think New Mexico, since Devin Sandoval has come into this game, has found a lot more success because with him up top, he's occupying those defenders now and allowing Frater to drop underneath. And now when Frater drops underneath, the outside backs have to tuck in to help out. Now Moar is starting to find a little bit more space on that outside. And when he has space, he's able to make things happen. And now you have two guys in the box that can finish in Frater and Sandoval.
Substitution there from New Mexico United. They're making their final substitution. Manny Padilla will come on in a like-for-like switch as Ethan Sampson's night will be done. All three substitutions used. Frater with the challenge. Avila's going to be whistled for the foul. Oh, that's the wrong direction. He's going to need a stretcher. Dang it. Not something you want to see. So they're going to have to get a stretcher really quickly onto the fields here in the 74th minute.
And we talked about this with this field, Landon. It is a tough field to play on, and unfortunately, things like this will happen. We wish the best for Avila the rest of the night. But
so they're going to get a stretcher on to take him off. They're going to get the ambulance crew on. 74th minute of play. Monarchs lead 1-0 as they're going to get some attention to Ricardo Avila, the Panamanian. Did not look good.
Especially when he recovered from that early season injury, Landon, and he was coming into some great form, and he was getting ready to go into camp with the Panamanian, one of the Panamanian youth teams. You don't want to see something like this happen to him at this point in time.
And a guy that had been playing pretty well.
Really, you can say, you look at the Monarchs' run of form, and it really has coincided with him getting himself back into the lineup and getting himself healthy, and really, you know, those two things kind of correlated.
Our prayers go out to him, as that did not look like a good injury. Dave, let's talk about the U.S. Open Cup for a few seconds. We didn't get a touch on that. This side has made an awesome run. And that's one of the things the USL sides, really, that's one of the times they have a chance to show something, to go out and prove something. some of these MLS sides don't take it completely seriously, right?
I mean, I've been on MLS teams that don't take the Open Cup very seriously, and we've been punished for that. So to see USL teams that are successful in the Open Cup and prove to people that they belong there, I think is awesome. And that's the great thing about the Open Cup is that it allows anybody and everybody to be a part of it. And anybody can win at any moment. A couple years ago, we saw an adult league team who made it all the way to the quarterfinals, but have ended up losing to DC United. They were sponsored by a liquor store, and the liquor store said, hey, if you guys win this whole thing, you get free liquor for life. But unfortunately, they lost in the quarterfinals, but those are the great stories that come out of tournaments like this.
And that's one of those deals that I'm sure a lot of people would take up any day of the week, right? But you talked about it as well. It's a financial incentive. It's not only an incentive in the sense of just straight up, an opportunity to show. Financially, teams that win those games get an opportunity to have some cash in their pocket, helping them in their own league.
Definitely, especially for those teams from the lower levels, those adult league teams, the USL teams, the PDL teams. Those teams get those bonuses, and it's great for all the players involved.
It's Avila. He's got that air cast on his leg. Getting taken off by the stretchers. Hamas and Olave is able to give him the final touch. James Moberg going to come on as the substitution for Avila.
Now, as unfortunate as it is for an injury like that, the Monarchs, they have to keep their heads. They have to keep that focus. New Mexico's going to look to take advantage of that right now because there is a little bit of an emotional letdown here for the Monarchs with seeing something like that.
See how the Monarchs line up and who plays in that defensive role. Frater and Moar. Moar's going to stand over this one. Four-man wall for the Monarchs. Moar, shot, pushed away! Ochoa comes up big again. And a beautifully taken free kick by Moore. Moberg, he'll clear it away and get his first touch of the night. Looks like Chang's gonna drop back a touch. There's gonna be a 5 back from the Monarchs now.
We've seen this before from the Monarchs, Landon, and they've had some success and they've had some not success in this situation. These 5 guys, they got to work together and they have to communicate because you have extra bodies back there.
As Hurd is down, and he's hurting as well. As Moar gets him.
As you see the replay here, it's a very hard tackle from Moar, and we'll get a better look here. And hard tackle, it could go either way there, Landon. The referee he makes no call, and Hurd, luckily, is all right. But when you see it in slow motion, it could go either way.
As we're going to get another look at it.
Hard tackle. Now, as I see that angle, Landon, I don't think Moar had any chance to play that ball at all, and he's very lucky to get out of that without a yellow card.
This game's got a little scary. Not something you want to see guys getting injured, tough challenges, especially after you had to bring on a stretcher.
But
things gotta settle in.
But what we have to remember now is that this is a rivalry game. You know, with the Four Corners Cup on the line, the tension is always heightened in these games, and I think you're starting to see it now between New Mexico and the Monarchs.
Love to see the comments from fans on social media, even from the opposing side, wishing a speedy recovery to Avila. Props to classy fans, New Mexico United. Appreciate that for some of these Monarchs guys. Frater's going to run at the defense. Frater's defended by 2. Tries to get around the 4th. A bad giveaway there from Noah. Back heel. Swung along the back line from New Mexico. Suggs. Back to Schmidt.
As we go into the last 15 minutes here, Landon, I think you're going to find New Mexico is going to have 90% of the possession because the Monarchs have chosen to sit in and sit back with a bank of 5 and a bank of 4. Can New Mexico take advantage of that and kind of wear them down over the last 15 minutes?
Ball behind from Portillo, trying to find Chang. Moar. He'll pick up his head. He'll play it wide to Padilla. Back to Weehan. Weehan on top of the 18 to Moar. Moar gets a shot off, but deflected. And Portillo taken out. Frater still on top of the 18.
Those are the pockets that Moar's going to have to find, though. When you have a back 5 like that, you don't want to serve the ball into the box because there's so many numbers there. If you can find the spots right in front of that defense to pick the ball up, that's where you're going to find the most success. And Moar had a great position there to make something happen.
Ochoa quickly outlets to Powder. Portillo to Powder. Cashier trying to hold it up. Advantage played. Suggs trying to play it forward to Sandoval. Clipped away, but kept in. Frater tries to head it forward.
I just think those balls over top are going to be very hard for New Mexico to get on the end of when you have 3 big guys back there like that. Find those spaces in front of them where they don't want to go into.
Monarchs are struggling to clear their lines, though, here in the last few.
But this is what happens when you sit in that bank of 5 and that bank of 4. When you get the ball forward, there's no numbers there now for you to keep that ball. So the ball's just going to come straight back at you every single time, and you're going to play defense continuously for the last 15 minutes.
Good ball up over top. Ball inside the box. Weehan. Not sure that he got the shot off. It kind of snuck away from him, and it'll trickle back to Ochoa.
This is where Ochoa's got to hold that ball longer. Let all of his guys get up the field. He put that ball down way too quick. Let the referee warn you a few times before you put that down. But that's a young goalie right there for you, Landon.
Something that is learned over time.
Exactly. It's that inexperience that he has right now. I think over time he will get that, but right now he needs to learn that.
Moar. Chang taken out from behind. Moar frustrated with that. Moar not sitting on a yellow.
I love that Portillo wants to play quick there, but where's he going? As you can tell, it's 3 Monarchs against about 6 New Mexico United players. What is the goal here, Landon? You know, your 84th minute, kill some more time on that clock. Kill as much time as you possibly can. Do not play balls quickly. Take your time. I know people say it's unsportsmanlike, but really it's gamesmanship.
Yep. Something you have to do to get points here in the USL.
And I think the places that you really see it are places like Real Madrid, Barcelona. These guys are rolling around on the ground. They're taking their time on throw-ins. People hate it, but that's gamesmanship right there. That wins games.
Hurd still down behind the play. He's struggling to get back up the field. Pena going to come on here in a moment. Martinez.
I don't think the 4th official is supposed to be on the field here, Landon.
I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Sandoval. Sandoval picks up his head, plays it wide to Moar. Sandoval picks up his head. He's going to take a shot from distance, bending away, but a good-looking opportunity.
Hey, man, you guys didn't play it out either. You didn't play it out either. You had a chance to play it out. That's your decision.
Pena's coming on here. For her.
If I'm the coach of New Mexico right now, I don't know if I want to be yelling at Hamilton Olave. He might be the only coach in the entire world that I do not want to pick a fight with, Landon. Now, I do not know the coach that well, but I have a feeling you don't want to pick a fight with Hamilton Olave. I've been on the other end of that. It does not end well.
He's a big guy. Still has traps that are a lot bigger than most people's arms. And those are just his traps. 86th minute. Monarchs lead 1-0. Is now Monarchs going to adjust their formation just a slight touch. Pena sitting along Portillo. Ryden's going to race forward. Sandoval right on the edge of the area with Ochoa.
This is where Ochoa needs, kill that clock some more, Ochoa. Kill the clock.
Brody able to get around the defense, or his defender, excuse me. Suggs. Ball switched wide. Padilla. Ryden's gonna head it away up into the crowd. Guzman. New Mexico pushing forward, trying to find that equalizer. 87th minute. We're gonna have another large amount of stoppage time, but they're pressing heavy here in the last few. Pena's gonna step out to defend Guzman. A lot of numbers forward by New Mexico. Not a lot of space though. Ryden to Martinez.
Galen Ryden needs to be careful here. He has to get himself back into his position. I love that he wants to go forward, but at the end of the day, you're a center back. You want to win this game. Get yourself back into your spot.
Tune in to ESPN 3 on July 12th at 8 p.m. for a special Friday night edition of Wednesday Night Soccer when Tacoma Defiance invades the fortress that is Zions Bank Stadium to try to slow down the surging Real Monarch side. It's Wednesday Night Soccer on a Friday. See it all on July 12th at 8 p.m. on ESPN 3. Pena out wide to Cashier. Cashier does a nice job to tightrope. Powder. Ooh, nice back heel there. Powder going forward. Powder's gonna go at the defense. Hamilton. Powder, shot. Chang and Martinez checked high.
I love that Powder wants to attack. You gotta know the situation. Take a look at the clock. Take that ball to the corner. Kill a minute. Kill 2 minutes. Take the ball to the corner. Play it off the New Mexico player for your throw. Go down, stretch out, whatever you need to do. You do not need to go to goal there, Landon. Have a little bit of maturity about yourself and try and kill some of that clock off.
Guzman. Clock management. 89th minute of play here at Zions Bank Stadium. Monarchs looking for their 4th consecutive win. Trying to move up the Western Conference standings.
Game management is not pretty, but it's effective. And guess what? Everybody wants to win. Sometimes you have to win ugly, Landon.
Suggs plays it in, way out in front of Sandoval. Ochoa collects. Ochoa plays it forward, trying to find Martinez up over his head though. Plua wins the header. Second ball won by Chang.
Start it again, start it again. Come on, start it again. Done, Justin.
Played back from Schmidt all the way to Mizell. Mizell forward to Hamilton. Monarchs with one additional substitution remaining.
New Mexico has to be a little bit more dynamic as they go forward. You can see there's 3 or 4 guys sitting on the back line of the Monarchs right now. That is not going to get the job done for them. They have to make those little darting runs in behind or in front of that back line, because if you stand still, you're not a dangerous player.
Especially with the back 5 that the Monarchs are playing a little bit more.
Exactly.
Ability to cover.
With the amount of numbers that the Monarchs have in that box, they're going to be able to kill that ball every time.
Corner kick coming here from Weehan. So we're going to enter stoppage time officially. Weehan's going to play it in the box. Weehan headed away by Powder. 6 minutes of stoppage time and out. 6 additional minutes here in this one. Powder defends that. Defended away. Moore tries to play that in. Moore 9 goals, 2 assists in 16 games. Ryden heads that one away. Monarchs defending here and have been for 10+ minutes. Chang's gonna let that one roll and it'll be a throw in for the Monarchs. Chang. Pass it back to Brody. He had Suggs, looked like he may have had Martinez wrapped up. I'm not sure that you could call a foul on that one. It's gonna kill a little more clock though.
Martinez is managing that clock right now.
Martinez is gonna get up.
Hey, Justin, when we're in possession, see if you can bump higher. Hey, can we play? When we're in possession, see if you can bump higher.
We're officially, or unofficially through like a minute and a half of the 6. All played towards the corner. Weehan brings it down with his chest. You're seeing a good look at both head coaches. A little frustration on both their faces. One would like stronger defense here in this final few. One would like to find a goal in the equalizer.
New Mexico, they have too many guys behind the ball right now. They have 4 or 5 guys behind the ball. Meanwhile, the Monarchs have 10. That's not going to be good for New Mexico. They got to get more guys forward. They got to get guys making dynamic runs.
Chang's down, but it'll be a free kick for United.
Ref, let him get back. Ref, let him get back. Michael.
Weehan, he'll stand over the free kick here in stoppage time. Ball played in, looking back, stick. Ryden rises high. Schmidt might have caught him in the head. Ryden wiping something on the back of his neck. Weehan plays it in. Ryden clears.
That commitment from Ryden right there, though, that's the commitment that's going to win the game.
Martinez is going to win this one.
To be honest, I don't know how Guzman's going to get through this game without a yellow card. This is one of the most amazing performances I've ever seen to not get a card. He's got him in a full Nelson.
We're still going. Frater, he's going to go forward. Frater, Powder wins that away. 94th minutes. Not much time left for United. That's a back pocket right there. Straight red shown to Guzman.
I'm still right. He's going to get out of this game without getting a yellow card, Landon. He has gotten a red card, finally.
Red card shown to Guzman as he was the last man, took down Douglas Martinez. He was in that improbable or impossible situation, not much you could do. Got on the wrong side of Martinez and knew that's what he had to do.
Hey, but I'll give Guzman credit. That's what he had to do in that situation. It gives his team a chance to get back into this game. You give up a foul in the midfield circle and not allow the breakaway where the Monarchs could possibly score that second goal. New Mexico still has a chance to get a goal in this game and get a point because of that foul right there. I'll give Guzman credit for that.
And that's one of those things you have to do. I mean, you talk about game management from the opposite side. He goes in on goal, scores, and this one's over. At this point, they still have an opportunity. And as the Monarchs have been defending a lot, if they can get the ball back and go forward, they may have another opportunity. Powder, the cashier. Portillo, beautiful challenge there. He's going to run at the defense. Should have kept the ball, but gives it away. Chang's going to chase forward. Moar now. Ball played in. Moberg's going to be called for the foul just on top of the area. And you just don't know which way these calls are going here in the last few. This one's going to be just right outside the area.
We see in the replay here, I think it's Moberg on the back of Sandoval.
Oh, yep.
He does get his arms on his shoulder. In that situation, I can understand Moberg wanting to go up and win that header. You got to do a better job with your hands there. That's my only qualm about that play is keep those hands off his shoulders there.
And there will be an opportunity for United. Ochoa's going to have a wall.
As you can see, Kalen Ryan questioning the 10 yards right now, I believe.
He's going to see yellow for that. I don't know if I've seen that too many times, guys walking off the 10. Moberg going to see yellow here in the 96th and change. This is going to be essentially probably the final play of this game.
And what a chance for New Mexico to get out of here with a point right now.
Frater, Sandoval, and Weehan. Sandoval's going to take it. Sandoval, shot just wide! And that's 90-plus minutes here, and the Monarchs are going to walk away with the full 3 points and an exciting, crazy, red card, yellow card filled game.
Yes, but a very professional game from the Monarchs. They got that goal, and they did a great job of managing that game at the end here when they needed to kill the game and get the 3 points, and they did a great job. I think earlier in the year, Landon, we would not have seen this same performance from the Monarchs at the end of a game, but now they're starting to mature and grow as a team, and that's what you want from a team that's going to be in the playoffs.
And that's the thing you've got to do. Start stringing together wins, finding the full 3 points at home. And that's one of the things we talked about. You always have to take 3 points at Zions Bank Stadium. But they've been able to do it on the road. And now they're taking care of business at home. And that's how you win titles in the USL.
And this is a team that is ahead of them in the standings in the Western Conference. So really, this is a 6-point shift in the Western Conference tonight. Now, can they keep this momentum as they go in the next weekend?
Let's throw it to a quick break and be back with final thoughts here as the Monarchs take a 1-0 victory here at Zions Bank Stadium. America First Credit Union, ensuring the financial health of local families and businesses for 80 years. Tonight's match is presented by Steward Healthcare. Steward, world-class healthcare where you live. Visit steward.org. Mountain America. Start preparing for your future today with Picture Perfect savings accounts from Mountain America. They offer term deposits, youth accounts, retirement savings, and more. Visit macu.com. For banking that always puts the best team on the pitch, Zions Bank is for you.
A lot can happen when your sidekick is a dog.
Kicker!
I got this.
That's why you use Zelle in the Mountain America app. It makes sending and receiving money fast and easy. So Kicker and I can keep the adventure going.
Zelle is now in the Mountain America mobile app. Quickly send and receive money from almost anyone with a bank account in the U.S.
Kicker, my sleeping bag.
I've got this.
All with the convenience and security of the Mountain America app.
For the past 42 years, and with over 28 million sold, more people have put their hard-earned money on a Ford F-Series truck than any other pickup in America. Yeah, I'd say that's money well spent. It's Ford Truck Month, America. Time to join the stampede.
Now get a Ford F-150 with 0 for 72 financing plus $1,000 trade assist cash, or get over $13,000 in total savings.
Welcome into the beautiful Zions Bank Stadium here in Harriman City. Brody inside the team. Brody shot and a goal! Andrew Brody.
Blake takes the shot and he hammered it home.
Monarchs are going to move to 7-6-3 on the season, 24 points with a very successful win here. As you're going to see a look at the PK that was called, leading to the only goal for the Monarchs tonight as Martinez goes down under the challenge of Sampson from behind. As you get a couple looks at that, a couple different angles. And then Chang stepping up from the spot and burying the penalty kick to give the Monarchs the full 3 points here at Zions Bank Stadium. David, thoughts on what we saw? Let's wait on that, hold on that for 1 second. Let's check out the upcoming schedule for the Monarchs next Friday, or excuse me, this coming Friday on ESPN Plus, or excuse me, on ESPN. The Monarchs against Tacoma Defiance, 8 p.m. Then a few different games on the road at El Paso, San Antonio, Colorado Springs, Tulsa, and Fresno, leading into August. So a little bit of a stretch, some road games, some opportunities, some games that are very winnable though.
Definitely, and I think this stretch that they're going into is extremely important for them. They should beat Tacoma here at home, but you're going on the road to two places that are very hard to play in El Paso and San Antonio. So are we going to see what the Monarchs are made of here? You know, they've had a very good stretch recently. Now, this is going to be a really good test to see where they're at as they go into those two road games.
David, if you had to pick a man of the match tonight, who's the man of the match for this Monarch side?
Oh, man, that's going to be a tough one tonight. But for me, it's got to be Chang. You know, he was very active all night, very dynamic, creating opportunities all night for his team. And, of course, he scored the penalty kick, which was the winning goal. So the guy that scores the winning goal for me has got to be the man of the match.
A guy that played very well and probably could be the man of the match as well, David Ochoa. Coming back, he's a needed presence for this Monarch side. He's been consistent the whole time he's been with this Monarch side. Obviously got some learning to do, but had a couple big saves that really allowed this Monarchs team to pull all 3 points.
We do not question his goalkeeping ability whatsoever, but when he's in these situations in the last 10, 15 minutes of a game where it's a very hard-fought game, you're winning 1-0, can you manage that clock a little bit more? Take some more time on the ball. Take a little bit more time on goal kicks. Maybe fall on the ball, lay there, roll around. We've all seen the goalies around the world do it, but he's got to learn to do that now that he is a pro at this level.
I'd be remiss if we didn't mention this. We have to say our thoughts and prayers go out to Ricardo Avila. He's a guy that went down in this game with a nasty-looking injury. We pray that he recovers quickly, that things go well, and that it's not as bad as it looked, because it looked pretty bad. But our prayers and thoughts go out to him.
You know, I've been in that exact same situation here in this field basically a year ago, but the medical staff and the medical personnel that this organization has is top-notch, and I know that he will be in the best care possible.
From our wonderful camera crew, our production team here at Zions Bank Stadium, David Horst, Landon Southwick, and we'll catch you next Friday here at Zions Bank Stadium.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.